Hello Aries, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Aries for the week of October 31st. Happy Halloween to you, Aries. We're going to go ahead and do something a little bit different in this reading, and we're going to start off here by getting one card to see what your overall message is. All right, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right. So to start off here, as your overall energies, we have the Queen of Cups. This is really an energy here that asks you to connect to your emotions and your feelings in some way. This is the emotional side of life versus the Queen of Swords would be the logical or the logic side of life. The Queen, we'll just go through them all. Queen of Wands would be the passionate side of life, maybe the business side of life. The Queen of Pentacles would be the material side of life. This is the feeling side of life, the emotional side of life. The Queen of Cups asks you to trust your intuition as well. It's the second most intuitive card in the tarot. The Queen of Cups could also indicate a trusted friend or an ally in your life. It could indicate a therapist as well, somebody that you're working with on a mental level. And maybe also there could be an element here of you taking care of yourself, like doing some sort of self-care practice, right? With the Queen of Cups. And so I see some of you connecting to your intuition out of all of that. I see you connecting to your intuition the most, I think. Let's go ahead and let's get 3 cards to see what's going on in your past situation. What's going on in the past here for Aries? And I think these are the 3 cards. So you have the Magician, the Lovers, and the Nine of Swords showing up in the past here. Okay. So, interesting. What is the other sign that is... if you have any Scorpio, I just had to take a moment to think here. If you have any Scorpio in your chart, or if you feel like watching the Scorpio reading, as we are now in Scorpio season, I would go ahead and take a look at that reading. The title is Turning Water into Wine. I think that this is a very similar situation that's going on here. Not exactly the same, but I just wanted to throw that out there because I felt guided to tell you to maybe check out Scorpio if you want to check out that reading. So you have this Magician card and the Lovers here in the past. You've been attracting something into your life. The Magician is one of the Law of Attraction cards. In fact, they are the Master Manifester in the tarot. You can see that they have all 4 elements in the palm of their hands. They have all 4 suits: Wands, Cups, Swords, Pentacles, and they can use that to bring something in. The thing is that Magician must take action. Okay, the Magician must take action. You have this here with the Lovers, which is about potentially obviously a deep love relationship. This could also be a Gemini person. However, the Lovers could also indicate a choice that you have to make, an important choice that you have to make in love and in life. And, I think that this is about some sort of choice here. I think this, Spirit is asking you to trust your intuition about which choice you feel like is right for you. Especially with this Nine of Swords, okay? Because the Nine of Swords can suggest that you are kind of going through it right now. You're maybe in fear mode. You're a little bit anxious. You're a little bit worried. Let's go ahead and let's get some clarifications here. So let's clarify the Magician. All right, so we have the Hierophant, and we are also going to take the Seven of Swords here. All right, so we have the Hierophant and the Seven of Swords with the Magician card. I think that some of you, the Hierophant is something that is traditional in your life. This could be marriage. This could be, your 9 to 5 that you've worked at for many years. This could be just an old way of thinking, or an old school way of thinking, or just, it could represent the way that you've always thought about something. You have this here with the, it's interesting, that phrase, turning water into wine. There are like religious undertones from that. I'm not a particularly religious person in these, my tarot readings are not like religious, But it is interesting because in the tarot, the Hierophant is Pope energy. It is a card associated with religion. There might be a message there for some of you, also especially for Scorpios. If you're watching, if you have a Scorpio placement, or if you're cross-watching or whatever, that's also, I think, in here, even though I know I'm talking to Aries. The Seven of Swords, as is always the case for me, is throwing things off, or many times is the case. The thing about the Seven of Swords, a really positive way of looking at the Seven of Swords is it asks you to build a game plan. A really negative way of looking at it is deception, or just a more negative way of looking at it is deception. It is a card of deception. I feel like for some of you, I get a sense that you're moving away from, or you're changing the way that you look at something that you've looked at. You're changing the way that you always looked at something. Yeah, you're changing the way that you always looked at something. You have the Seven of Pentacles here, clarifying the Lover's card. Clearly, the Seven of Pentacles is a long-term situation. It's possible that there are changes in the dynamics of a relationship here in the past. Now, the good news is this is in the past, okay? But I think, something's been happening here at the intuitive level or the emotional level for you around for some of you, it's a relationship you've been in for quite some time. For others of you, it's a job you've been in for quite some time. The Seven of Pentacles person, they're taking one of these pentacles here and they're moving in a new direction. You can see on the card, they're moving in a new direction. Can we clarify the Nine of Swords? Okay. So, wow, you had a bunch of cards here to clarify. I normally don't take these all, but might as well do it because I feel like I just needed to take it. So you have the Five of Swords, you have the Six of Swords, yeah, the Page of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, Five of Swords into the Six of Swords is transition. The Page of Swords, I think, is letting somebody know that you're moving on. You're maybe delivering news that may be disappointing to somebody, or something along those lines. But ultimately, this is a very good situation for you because of the Ace of Pentacles, which is you getting a new start here. You can see that you have this one pentacle here repeating. This person's holding one pentacle, and then the Ace of Pentacles. Like, you are moving in a new direction here. I think for some of you, this is definitely connected to money, career, material situations. Others of you, it's a different long-term situation, such as a relationship that you've been in for some time. Let's go ahead and let's see what's going on here in the current situation. Can we get two cards? That's too many. Okay, I think it's these three that are up right here. All right, so you have the Knight of Wands with the Three of Wands, and then you also have the Moon card in the current situation. All right, so Knight of Wands, Three of Wands, I really like. You are clearly feeling inspired, and you're clearly feeling motivated to go somewhere new, explore new avenues, go in new directions. The Three of Wands is an adventure. They're an explorer. They're taking something to the next level. They're ready to grow and expand in their situation. The Queen of Cups, as I've said before, is all about intuition. And this is also paired here with this Knight of Wands. So you have Three of Wands, Knight of Wands, and then above that you have the Queen of Cups. Knight of Wands is you moving forward, okay? The Knight of Wands, these two cards are very exciting. They're very similar in that both of these cards indicate travel. They're both travel cards. And it might even be travel at great distance. As you can see, this person is looking out to the distance, and the Knight of Wands can be associated with like foreign lands or foreign travel, something that's foreign to you. The Knight of Wands can also indicate a move in location, a change in your zip code. But I think that this is about movement or motion in your life, right? So obviously not everybody's going to be changing their apartment or moving to a new house or whatever. So I think that this is about you creating motion in a new direction here. And I definitely think that this feels pretty good. Now you have the Moon as well in this upper row. The Moon is like something that's potentially not as it appears, or potentially something that is emotionally charged, okay? And, with the Moon, what I would say is it can talk about subconscious fears. With the moon, you really want to try to break through illusions, because the moon can bring about illusions. With the Seven of Swords in the moon, that's something that is illusionary, or like it can represent like deceptions or illusions in life, something not exactly clear. So that is a message that's coming in for you at this time. I think getting some clarity here, I always like to say, like, separating fact from fiction when you get something like that. Let's go ahead and let's start to clarify. Can we take a look at clarifying the Three of Wands and the Knight of Wands? Maybe a card to clarify the Three of Wands and the Knight of Wands. Okay. You have the Queen of Wands coming in, and we're also going to take the World. Okay. So Three of Wands, Knight of Wands clarified by the Queen of Wands and the World. Pretty incredible here. The World and the Knight of Wands is certainly, and the World, Knight of Wands, Three of Wands, and then you have the Six of Swords up here as well. They're all travel cards. Okay, they are all travel cards. You have some of the major ones here. And this, like I said, this, especially with the cards that you've pulled here, this could be like, some distance connected to this movement or this travel here for sure. And the Queen of Wands is saying, like, if you're really feeling inspired to create this movement, which I think you are, whether it's a relocation or it's just you're creating movement in your life, the Queen of Wands would say, do it. Like, don't hold back, do it. The Magician and the Queen of Wands are both cards associated that I associate with the law of attraction. And it says that you've attracted this motion or this movement in your life for a reason, right? Can we clarify the Queen of Cups? Okay, so you have the Seven of Cups. The thing is, don't, how do I say this? So the thing about the Seven of Cups is it's associated with confusion. I would say don't, gosh, what is it's on the tip of my tongue here. Don't self-doubt, okay? I think that's the way that I'm going to phrase it. Might not be the exact word that I'm looking for, but do not doubt yourself, okay? Because you clearly are creating momentum. There's motion happening in your life. This is happening for a reason, and I would say don't question it. Yeah, the Seven of Cups is like questioning or confusing or creating confusion in your life. You have the Wheel of Fortune too with the Moon, which is excellent. The Wheel of Fortune is, a major energy of your destiny. It says that, there's positive change happening in your life for a reason. And the thing about the Wheel of Fortune, like the Magician, is you have to take action, right? I feel like you have brought exactly what you want in. So don't stand at the finish line. Cross the finish line. Okay, this is a time for you to cross the finish line. Yeah, for sure. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at what is coming in here in the future. Can we get 3 cards for the future? Can we get 3 cards? Get 2 more cards here. Get 1 more card. Okay. I guess we're going to take these 3. All right. All right, so you have the High Priestess, the Hermit, and then the Strength card that came with the Temperance and the Six of Cups. Okay. All right, so the High Priestess is anchoring back here to this overall message with the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups, I remember, said very intuitive. The High Priestess is the most intuitive card, even more so than the Queen of Cups. But the point is that you have those 2 cards creating like a theme or a connection in this reading, which is, do not ignore your intuition. Do not ignore what you see. Do not ignore the vision that you have. Trust what you feel. Trust what you know. Because there's clear motion here that's being had, okay? Like there's movement here that you're undergoing. There's motion. Things are spinning, the wheels are turning, like the gears are spinning, like you have things set in motion here. And, This is not a time, I think, for you to stay idle, to sit idly, idly by, and do nothing. This is a time for you to go for it. And I think that this is just another confirmation of that. You have the Hermit, which is, this might suggest that this is, you're on your own path here, right? Like the Hermit, they are on the path of the Sage, right? They're going down this path here. They're wise, they're smart. Well, it's more about like wisdom, right? There are many forms of intelligence, but I'm not going to get on that tangent. This is more about wisdom, okay? This is like you being on your solo path here and not walking on anybody else's path. You have the Strength card, the Temperance card, and the Six of Cups. I was waiting to see this Temperance card because, that phrase, turning water into wine, you can see that happening here. Well, sort of in this illustration, but like they're creating alchemy between the cups. The water's turning into the fire, right? And it's another alchemy or law of attraction card. You have a law of attraction card in each row or column with the Magician, the Queen of Wands, and the Temperance card. So it's like the thing that you've been looking for seems to be on its way or here. So don't hold back. Yeah, and the Six of Cups suggests to me this is something that you've been working towards for some time, because it can refer to the past. So I think that you've been looking to manifest this for quite some time, especially with the Seven of Pentacles. Clarifying the High Priestess, you have the Four of Wands. Clarifying the Hermit, you have the Fool. And can we get one card? There it is. Clarifying the top three cards, you have the Sun. Amazing. So Four of Wands, stability, structure, everything that you want here coming in for you. Okay, the Four of Wands, it can be a card of marriage, but in this case, I think it's more about your foundations and achievements in life. I think some of you are kind of like walking on your own path here. And the other thing with this Four of Wands is it can represent a new start, because when in marriage, that's a new start with another person, right? And so I do think that that's coming in, especially so because you have the Fool. The Fool is the most powerful card from my perspective, because it starts off all of the tarot. In the tarot, you are the Fool. The Fool is the hero. The Fool is the hero of the tarot, and you are the hero. So this is the Fool's journey to the hero's journey through the tarot, and you're getting this here. Like, this is coming. Also, in the current situation, you have the World, which completes the Fool's journey. And so I think that you are completing the Fool is on their journey to get to the World. You are completing something here in the current situation, and there's a new cycle coming in as a result of this completion. There's like a second cycle coming in. We're always going through new cycles, right? We're always closing out old chapters. We're always starting new chapters. We're always writing new books. And you have the Sun as well, which is total positivity, happiness, and success. Again, on the bottom, you have the High Priestess, which is a major message of intuition here, coming in 3 times, with the High Priestess twice and the Queen of Cups. And then on the bottom of the other deck, you have the Four of Wands, which you have right here. Stability in this new start. Let's get a few of these oracle cards. So you have Hermit, again, retreat and recharge. Can we just get a few more here? Okay, and then these are the other two. You have Eagle, see from a higher perspective, and you also have Knight, be brave and honest. There is something here with this Hermit as well, retreat and recharge, but I actually think that this is Eagle, see from a higher perspective, and Knight, be brave and honest. I think that this is more about the Hermit's journey, which is the Hermit going down a path of their own, and I think that this is what you're doing here. So I would say do not hesitate, and I would say do not doubt yourself, because you've clearly been doing some work to manifest something here, and it seems to be on the way. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.